streak alive because you know what? It's important to me. I want you guys to know that it's a real thing and that uh, I really want to be a part of this community. And I want to talk about some things, man. You know, what's funny is as you in the process of clearing out my storage, you never realize how much stuff you have until you actually got to move it. And you know, for the last couple of years, I've always had a storage just because of my living situation didn't work out to where we both thought the cool stuff that I was collecting was stuff that would go in the house. And the funny thing about it, as I'm moving into our home, it's not just a house, it's a home that I'm thinking, you know, some of the stuff that I thought was super cool, yeah, might not be the coolest. But you know what? I am gonna have my own streaming room finally. Yay! It's something I've been manifesting, and the running joke with me and my friends is that I got to be more specific about what I manifest because, like, the universe is making it happen like crazy. And you know, hold on while we get a little dark here. Let there be light. Ah! Let there be light, he said. And, you know, so I'm going to make it a point to just keep going live at 5-ish. Life is in session. And when I can do it, great. My goal is to do it every day. You know, I got to hang out with some awesome people at Card Party this last weekend. My friend, I consider him a friend, and my mentor, Alex Catchum. And I got a great video that I'll be posting for you guys later this week. I will do a Card Party review, what I liked, what I didn't like, not about the event, more so about the hotel. The event was awesome. And breaking news, as you guys should know by now, is that Car Party will be back in San Diego next year, May 28th to 30th. And you know what I like about it the most? Like, Car Party only happened this year because my friends, my daughter, and my bestie who lives with us to help me with the kids all made it happen. And then we got blessed with a home literally the day before we left, signed the lease, boom, bada bing, and I'm starting the process to move. But what I love about it is that on the way home, you know, it's funny, I went with a budget where I bought my son food, and then whatever he didn't eat, I ate. I took food with me so I could eat just because I wanted to make sure we didn't have a bunch of money because we didn't vend last year, but I wanted to make sure that stuff that he did want to try to collect, we could. Mad shout out, and I can't remember the name of the crew that did the big trade, so I can complete a promise I made. The XY promos, we got the Pikachu. We're gonna do a video on that and tell that journey. But on the way home, uh, welcome everybody, Porfia Bison. Hey, Porfia Bison. Thank you for coming in. You know, I was using Streamlabs so I can multi. Oh, hey, look at that. I can multi stream, and it just. Hey, hi Jackie. Hi everybody that's coming in. Hey Jackie. But I was coming home, right, and it was a tight budget. But here's the thing: when I came home and we were charging the car, and my son was like, "Dad, this was the best weekend. Thank you for making it happen." Sorry, I don't want to start crying. And he said, "I had the best time, Dad." And to me, that's what it's all about. Like, if you guys have not been to a card party, I hope you guys don't mind me unpacking because I got to get back home and pick up my son at 6 from his. You've never been to card party, you guys have to go because the best thing I heard on the event was, you know, card party is the best or card show in the world, in my opinion. But someone said card party is like summer camp for TCG, and I thought that was totally epic because it's the truth, man. We had adventures, we had card hunting, we had game shows, we had meeting up with our friends, we had everybody in one place, and people that you really look up to, at least I do, in the hobby that were there and they were open to spend time with you and you can ask questions and talk to them. I got to unpack because I got a truck tomorrow, so I'm bringing all the furniture. So hopefully we can get in a couple of days early and settle in because you know he's going to his mom's this weekend, so I want him settled, and then I got to get him registered for school. And then you know I call myself the king of bulk, right? I didn't realize how much freaking bulk I had until I looked at it. I have a whole shelf. I'll send a picture to you guys and be like, oh my god. And my buddy, mad shout out to my boy from Ed from San Diego, gave me a monster box. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys. This is the box he gave me. He goes, bro, I got more. So I like master sets. If you guys watch the channel, I have a master set folder where I quest a master set, and people were laughing at me because I was at card party and I had like 7 of the ETB books, and I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to master set all these, and they're like, dude, you're nuts. These are all. This is the bulk that he gave me. This is all bulk, all different sets. I'm gonna go through it, organize it. Well, he already organized it. He's a nerd like me. Each box is its own set. But then I'm gonna use this. I don't sell it. I do not sell bulk. I'm thinking about maybe taking it to a few trade shows and letting people finish master sets. And if they want to make a donation to the channel, to the cause, great. And if they don't, okay, cool. But I love the thrill of the master set and the hunt and finding those cards. And I was at Card Party Trade Show, and my buddy Edge rolled up with his huge binder, and I literally sat there for 2 hours. And I just, dude, I got an ETB full of cards that I collected to finish master sets. You know, I got duct tape so when the kids don't listen. I'm just kidding. This isn't for the kids. This is for adults. No, I'm just kidding. It's because you're moving. My homemade sauna so I can sweat off some fat. Uh, I'm a nerd. I'm gonna show you guys my stuff. Yes, I still believe in Santa Claus. This is our Oogie Boogie, and the cool thing about it is, nothing against, let's talk about last week's challenge. If you guys are following the channel, I did a challenge 7 days where I couldn't say anything negative about myself or anybody else. I would love to say I did it all awesomely, and I didn't. You beat yourself up. I don't know if anybody understands that. Like, I am my worst critic, and Alex talked about it on the producer Dan. I call it the producer Dan TED Talk. If when they name it that, I'm going to take credit for it because I've been calling it the TED Talk. I went last year and it was a game changer as a content creator. This year was even better, which was crazy to even say because I thought last year was like the epic. But this year they had Spree, they had Alex, they had of course Pat, and then they had Dan. They talked about the Umbreon video on Deep Pocket Monster. If you haven't watched it, I'm gonna let you know now. Get the tissue ready because you will be crying. But they talked about it, and Dan, one of the guys, and of course I was too nervous to ask the question, and I didn't want to embarrass my son because it was the first time he went to the TED Talk with me, and it was the one thing I told him. I'm like, look, bud, we're all about having a good time. We're all about doing what you want. I go, but this is the one thing I want to do this weekend. Like, it is mandatory, and no questions asked. And for an 11-year-old boy at a card show, sitting still for almost 2 hours is a big ask. And I'm really excited. In this TED Talk, one of the fellow content creators said that you got for someone who's starting out or struggling, and Alex said this right here. Hey, what's up, MTA M the Gamer? Dude, I got to get back on Fortnite once I get my streaming room set. I'm like so excited. You guys want to see the streaming room? You guys see it? Maybe. Who knows? All right. Well, I'll keep unpacking. If you guys want to see it, I'll take you in. But it's he said that just post, just be consistent. Don't let this cut you down. And that's the thing, man. I grew up in an era where boys don't cry, suck it up. I'm emotional, man. I was crying at the whole TED Talk, and my son kept saying, "Dad's crying again," and it was true. I was crying because it hit all the right feels, and I saw the evolution of Pat and Deep Pocket Monster and producer Dan and Alex, because they got vulnerable. They talked about real stuff. We come on you come on YouTube and you see everybody's highlights. Oh man, I pulled the Umbreon. I did this, and oh, I'm traveling to Hong Kong. Like, don't get me wrong, I plan to do that someday, but I'm gonna tell you guys the real deal. Like, Alex and Spree, and look, I always tell you guys the 3 things that you need as a content creator. You need to be real, you need to be reliable, and you need to be relatable. That's why me coming live at 5-ish is something that I'm starting to do because it's making me reliable and real. I'm coming on here and telling you my wins and my losses. Dude, I went to Card Party with a budget of $1,000, and that included my hotel, food, and my budget personally was $41.27 to spend because I have Henry, which is a small little stormtrooper. If you got, I'll be posting that video too. And all the change I put in since the last car party, I was like, you know what? Let me make this fun. When I go to car party, whatever's in Henry is the amount I can spend. And me and Mini on the way out stopped at our local Albertsons. Unfortunately, our machine got black screen, and we. Last year we were living in a room for Christmas. What's have a favorite spoon? All right, well, you guys have a favorite spoon? All right, well, I do have a favorite spoon. I have a favorite spoon, and I have a favorite fork too. I don't know. All right, well, I guess it's in the middle. All right, I'm trying something new, guys. But I went with the $41 budget, and I did have a trade binder. I'm gonna tell you guys, trading is epic over there, and you want to make sure you have a trade binder. But I could only spend $41 a day on any type of merchandise as far as cards or sealed product. Now, trading was a different story. I've made some massive trades, and like I said, for the Pikachu XY promo, I can't remember the guys' names. I got to give them a huge shout out. I think it's LTG Pokey. I have to double check, but they helped me make that trade so I can finish my promise to Mini. And so I went there with that budget, and Mini was rocking and rolling with his little budget, and I was really proud of him. I got a little nervous, and I was a little bummed. There was somebody who he wanted to do a trade up challenge, and no, everybody's kind of burnt out on him, and no one really did it with him. And someone did a trade up with him. Well, they said it was a trade up, and they said it was an error card. In reality, the card was damaged. And after that point, I said, like, look, you want to trade? I get it. We can trade, but I don't want you doing any trades unless it's with me. Me there to set it out. And, it's you learn as you go inside this hobby. You have to be willing to take the L sometimes to, ooh, what the heck? Oh, okay. You got to take the L sometimes and learn in the process. And unfortunately, Mini took the L. And, oh, I missed Deep Pockets video today or live. Huh? It is what it is. You know, and I'm hoping he's going to be happy because I'm setting up his. We're going to set up a computer for him. Uh, his Nino, may he rest in peace, gave me a monitor that we're going to use for him. Hey, welcome. I like streaming this way because when I do Streamline, I can't see who's in here. So I really appreciate you guys coming in. And I'm in the process of moving. I just came back from car, and I got blessed. Literally Wednesday, we got the keys to the house, and getting ready to move in. We're finally have a home. We went from when I started this divorce process and I left the house just because it wasn't a healthy situation for me or my kids, and I was trying to do the right thing. I moved into a room. I rented from my best friend's mom, which turned out to be like crazy toxic, and I ended up staying there for over a year, and then I was able to get us a casita when I got full custody of Mini, and then his sister came to live with us, and we just outgrew the house. And what's funny is the person that prayed with me the uh, the day before I got the casita prayed with me, and the universe opened up, and I got this house, and it was a huge blessing. And the one thing I learned, and I'm kind of rambling here, I'm all over the place, so I do apologize. But one thing I learned at Card Party, at where I heard it again, was you have to be authentic. You got to be you. And you know what? You know who I am? I'm a dad on a budget. I'm a dad who's learning about Pokemon. I'm loving it. I played my first tournament. I got mollywopped though. Uh, and I want to be there for my son and my daughter. And I have their kids. We're a blended family, and I want to be there for them whenever they want me in their life. I'm not gonna beg to be in anybody's life. And there's people that are coming and going in my life, and I love them for it. And the universe is bringing people, and I'm coming out in Pokemon, and I'm trying to be a better person, and I'm learning about myself, and I'm being vulnerable, and I'm putting myself out there, and I'm like, hey, this is who I am. let's effing go. And I'm building something that's special. I started this whole unbox them all dynamic duo pew, 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 because me and my son were ripping packs. But then if you look at the hobby, everybody's ripping packs. Like, okay, so what makes you different? Well, what makes me different is I'm a dad. And I'm looking at things through a dad filter. And the one thing I noticed at card party this weekend, there were so many parents there with their kids. And we all get there because we want to be with our kids, but then we end up the hobby, and we end up going back and living our child. I grew up in the garb kids days, you know what I mean? That was my TCG. And I master set at that, even I didn't even know what a master set was. But you sit there and you see these families interchange, or the interacting, and the laughter, and everybody sitting on the floor trading, and we're talking about, oh, I got this card, you got that card, hey, can you trade me for this card? And I share all that because I go back to the TED Talk. And he talks about. Can you guys hear me? Okay? Can someone give me a thumbs up? Like I'm rambling. Anybody? Anybody? Can you hear me? And thank you for the 30 people following or listening. But they talk about be real, be genuine. Well, who am I? I'm Big D of Unbox 'em All Dynamic Duo. I also am a professional photographer, and what I love about this is that I'm learning to love the inner child in myself. I'm learning to love my kids. I'm learning to take responsibility when I make mistakes. And I'm learning to try new things. Like I told you guys, I went and did my first tournament. Mad shout out to Tabletop uh, out of Seattle and the crew there. Not only did they help me as I got mollywatched, but they also let me borrow a deck. Mad shout out to my boy, Pidgey Boy, because he's going to help me build a deck. Because I had fun, man. Everybody that was there was like, I told gassy, super, super nervous. I was joking. Well, I said this and I was joking, but I wasn't joking. Like, I told I've done some felonious things in my life, and I was never more nervous than I was day one and day two of the tournament, because I didn't want to embarrass my son. And even my son came in, and when I won, but here's the thing: I only won because my the person I was playing defaulted. But I was like, I won, I won, and everybody in the room was like, yeah. And then my son jumped up. And he's like, you won, Dad. How? And I said, yeah, they didn't show up. He goes, well, that's okay. You still won. And that's what it's about, man. It's about putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, making new friends, and being willing to try something that you've never tried before. The one thing Pokemon has taught me, like, why the freak not? Why not try it? And I made the promise to myself last card party in Seattle when the Fue Coco kid did the tournament. I said, you know what? Next year, I'm going to play in the tournament. And here's the funny thing about it. I put a Charizard deck together. I crafted it. I started playing it. I was watching videos how to play it, and then literally Thursday night, Fuego Kid comes to the room, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna sign up for the tournament. I got my deck ready. He's all, what deck are you playing? I said the Charizard deck. He goes, D, it just went out of rotation. You can't play it. I was like, what? So he called his dad like the bat phone, da, 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 and said, Dad, I need you to bring me the deck I have by my bed. And he brought it, and it was a Mega Venusaur deck. But unfortunately, like, I had no idea what I was doing. Like I said, I got mollywopped. It wasn't a complete deck, which is if Waco's. It wasn't his. He wasn't intentional with it, but there was stuff missing that tabletop was like, you need to have this card, this card, this card. And then I played somebody who actually had a complete Mega Venusaur deck, and it was great. But here's the kicker: I got my Mega Venusaur on the table, and I was super excited about it. I was like, I did it! Everybody's like, yeah! That's what I love about the community, because they were just as excited as I was that I actually got it on the table, versus not even getting enough play time, to uh, even get it on the table. And that was my weekend, man. My weekend was trying new things, putting myself out there, being willing to be embarrassed, and at the same time being willing to learn and be vulnerable. And I talked to these people that I've met last year at Card Party. Alex Ketchum, not Danny, Darlene. Man, I keep forgetting everybody's name. But she's from Canada. She has the store. Great YouTube channel. Unfortunately, I can't remember it at the moment, and I do apologize. But and oh, you know what, guys? You guys want to hear the most exciting thing that happened to me this weekend? You guys excited? You want to hear it? I'm willing to share it if you want to hear it. I know we're 20 minutes in. I probably should have led with that. Most exciting thing that happened to me this weekend, I got to meet Pokey Dean, which is Mini Mini's favorite PokeTuber. Now, if you watch Pokey Dean's channel, him and Pokey Chloe have a awesome store in the UK, and they sell Pokemon cards. Well, over the last couple months, their shop got broken into, and his home got broken into. And what I love about Pokey Dean is that he's always raw, vulnerable. He's about the community, and he did a video after his I think his home and his shop got broken into like literally back to back. And he did a video where he's like, you know what, I know I haven't been on here for a while. I'm sorry, but I'm just not feeling it. I don't want to create something unless it's genuine. And and he just really got really vulnerable and open. And what I loved about it is because he was real. He wasn't BSing anybody, and he was talking about, this is where I'm at, and if I can't create something that I feel is real and genuine, I don't want to create anything at all. And he went on, and you know, now I start crying. And he's like I said, he's Mini Mini's favorite. And this is another one. This happened to my grandson, but hey MCH. But he talks about it, and I got to tell him. I said, look, bro, I I am so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're okay because you were real. And I want you to know that you create content that I look forward to as a dad, as a PokeTuber, as a fan, and the fact that you were so honest and real about it, that just makes me love you even more. And I said, can I give you a hug? And he signed Mini Mini's binder. He got Mini Mini like was all of. The funny thing is, my son doesn't like geek out over PokeTubers anymore. Like we've met so many cool people, and there's very few people that my son will geek out about, and Pokey Dean was one of them. He was like, "Oh my god!" And then uh, Brit Brit Pokey, I think was her name. She wore a really cute hat, and Minnie Minnie got super excited when he saw her, and I asked for her autograph for him, and they took pictures, and I'll be doing a video of his favorite PokeTubers that he was able to meet this weekend. And that's the cool thing about Card Party is, I feel that Card Party pulls the best of the best. Like I know there's other channel or other, uh, oh man, other conventions, but I don't think the quality that you get with Card Party. Like I really think that it's the best convention out there. And like I said, they said it's the summer camp for card parties, and I was like, that is a perfect analogy. But he met Pokey Dean, and we were able to have a real conversation. And the funny thing about it, I was jokingly said, if you could follow our channel, that would be crazy. And he's like, pull out my. He's like, what's your I told him unbox him all that, showed him the shirt, and he pulls out his phone and he calls Mini Mini over and he says, "Hey, which one of you is going to enter your channel into my phone?" And dude, you would have thought my son won the freaking lotto. He was so over the moon, and to me, that tells me the quality of a person by the willingness that they're willing to put a smile on his face. And the cool thing about it, the whole weekend, every time we saw him, he's like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And then my son met Kiki's last pack luck, last pack luck, last pack luck. And my son's a huge fan of Kiki. And Kiki took time. And like I said, these are people that are they are ahead in the game, and they were making time to make memories for my son. And I'll forever be indebted to them and grateful because it's not, they don't have to. And, we're aspiring YouTubers, and they're giving us game and being willing to talk to us and give us pointers. Like, that's what this is about, man. I come from a world where, I have 20 years sober, and it's you can't keep what you have unless you give it away. And this particular group of people that have slowly come into my life through connections and through following and friendships, Ace Trainer Chew, uh, like they invest in me, and I think it's the specialist thing in the world because like for the longest time I struggled with self-worth. I struggled with thinking I was worth you know, that I could be a success. It could happen to everybody else but me. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to believe that that's not true anymore. I think if I keep doing, like Alex said, be consistent. He would, like, he shared, someone said, well, we're stuck at 2000, and the room that we were in, he's like, I don't think you realize this room is built for 2000 people. Like, every time you come on, there's something like 2000 people. Look how cool this is. I got this, and I'm a big fan of keeping it sealed. But you know what? I think I might have to change that. And like I said, I have a streaming room. I'm so freaking excited for the streaming room that I might crack some of this stuff open and start displaying it, because you know what? Should I open it? Or should I keep it sealed? I think it's time to crack some stuff open. Besides, in the move, one of my GameStop Pikachu vinyl characters ripped. But I know for sure this is going to get open. You're like, but it's Disney. Why get it open? So when my Pokey Princess was born, she looked exactly like Boo from Monsters Inc. I actually have it tattooed on my back, Sully and Bull. Boo. And I saw that at a clearance, and I was like, I gotta have it. And I've kept it sealed this whole time, but I think it's time to take it out and put it on display in my new streaming room. I've had this L-shaped desk for like 3 years and never been able to use it, and now I have the space for it. And you know what? We've just passed 1.76 thousand streamers, so 1,763 subscribers on YouTube, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm gonna do a giveaway. I'm sorry, I don't think we can use the giveaway word. I'm gonna use a givey when we hit 1,800. Like, it's the little things. Like, I'm realizing that I, I'm investing in me to invest in you guys, and you guys learn my journey. I learn your journey. Like, I want this to be a safe community. I don't, and the funny thing, when I started this almost 2 years ago, I was trying to be everybody else. I wanted to be Pat. I wanted to be, producer Dan. Like all these people that I would consider friends now. I mean, I I don't know if they know my name, but they know who I am, at least when they see me. But I don't want to be anybody else but Big D from Unbox 'em All Dynamic Duo. Pew, 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 pew. Because you know what, guys? There's only one Big D from Unbox 'em All Dynamic Duo. And you guys want to see the streaming room? I really want to show you guys the streaming room. You know what? I'll wait till it's set up. But I'm so excited that I manifested a streaming room in this, because it allows me to display some of my most prized possessions, as far as, and I know possessions are just material things and they can be replaced. The memories that I get are what are irreplaceable. But I wanted to have an area where I can stream, and it'd be a safe. Oops, I just dropped something. So I get for trying to walk and talk at the same time, right? Oh, sorry, you probably didn't want to see my nose. Uh, Hold on, I'm putting this. All right, guys, sorry about that. Uh, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm done here at the house. I got nothing but love and respect for you guys. Tomorrow, live at 5-ish, see what's going on in the world, wonderful world of Unbox 'em All Dynamic Duo. Pew, 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 pew.